That's the third straight win for the Hawks. They have now pulled for the first time even with Iowa State, and it's all up to the heavyweights. And the crowd at Hilton Coliseum is on its feet.
Whoa.
Good-looking guy.
Yeah, I mean, he don't look like he's going out to lose.
Yeah.
Hey, man, he's young yet.
Yep.
Big situation.
College wrestling tonight from Hilton Coliseum in Ames, Iowa.
It was always that first 2 weeks in January, or whenever it was, that I got him, and he was so out of shape, and he just come off football, you know, and he knew it.
I'm sure he isn't in shape to wrestle the same kind of match that Heropoulos can wrestle. He's a three-time state champion with a wealth of experience, but in high school, not in college. And there's a lot of difference between training for football and training for wrestling.
Now, there's going to be a little coaching in this match.
Yes, there's going to be a lot of excitement, but Heropoulos has that low-level attack, has the ability to get in there and shoot those outside shots so he doesn't absorb all the weight all the time.
My name's John Heropoulos. I'm from Canton, Ohio, and I was an NCAA runner-up for Iowa State University in 1986.
Hello, I'm Mark Sindlinger. I was a three-time state champ for Jim Miller in Charles City. Graduated from Iowa. I wrestled the '88 season.
How could you tell how good this man is? You don't get to see him long enough to know if he's any good.
There's how big he is. He's carrying his coach around.
That's Jim Miller.
It's Iowa State's Heropoulos against Iowa's Sindlinger at heavyweight to decide. Yes, if you just joined us, it decides the Iowa State meet. Heropoulos in on a single leg. Against a lot of power, he gets the takedown. This crowd is up now.
This is a big moment right here, me and you.
I think it's just the beginning, Doug. Here's Heropoulos,
leading 2-0, riding on top. Going to the other side. He said he was the center on the Iowa football team that went to the Rose Bowl, a starting center. He's 6-1 in his brief season so far. Heropoulos in on the leg again.
You see, he stopped the motion right there, but he didn't take him out of position. So here's Heropoulos back with the ability to score. Nice bar shot.
Yeah. There's the end of the first period. And it's 4-1. Heropoulos over Sindlinger. Sindlinger gets his choice and he wants to go down. Oh, the crowd is up again. Been a lot of excitement here. We're happy to bring it to you on our 10th anniversary season of college wrestling.
Yeah, I felt really good starting the second period. I think I had a 4-1 lead. And the first thing I did is I think I put a deep waist in, which I hadn't really, a deep waist ride I hadn't done in the prior period, and was immediately rolled and put into a cradle. So for an instant there, that didn't feel too good.
Now he's got the cradle locked up. And look what Heropoulos does with his left arm right there. You see how he grabs his hand?
Yeah, he needed to.
Yeah, right there.
That's why he couldn't pick it up.
Yeah.
I don't know if he knew that hold or he just.
It is just maybe instinct.
Yeah, I think it was. Look at that. That was close.
Look at that. He's got that left ankle.
Yeah.
Please don't take me.
He knew that jump across. There a couple of guys that knew the cradle jump. Rico probably could have got him here, but.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he ever had a cradle on too many times. I'm sure he did. Whoa.
So when he locked up the cradle, and I don't think I'd been cradled for several years, I just remembered from high school someone saying you grabbed your own ankle and try to break the grip, which I could do, but that's what I was trying to do.
Right when he lost that hold, went forward instead of bringing his knees under him. That's the difference, between a full-time wrestler and a And I wasn't part-time because he was a great wrestler in high school too.
Well,
but
it ended up being a two-time All-American for you and two-time Big Ten champion.
Right. No, he's he turned out really good. He still turned out really good. Great guy.
We're in the second period. It's 6-3 Heropoulos over Sindlinger. A good match. Very good match here at heavyweight, and it will decide this meet because we're tied, my friend, at 16 all. Iowa and Iowa State. Heropoulos listening to his coach, Eddie Bannock.
Well, they want him to watch out for that roll. That's what
Maybe this is why we lost the meet right here. I'm not.
You're not on your feet?
Where's my energy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've probably seen too much of that I didn't like. I need to get my butt kicked. Looking at me like that. You know, I think coming into the meet, I was looking okay. I'm worn out there. Yeah. The meet's not over. Come on. I'm a little disappointed in myself. Still time on the match. I mean, we can win this meet.
right here, you see him start to take the knee. Now he's got to be able to scoop the head in and then block the arm, that elbow out.
There's the end of the second period. Heropoulos by 3. Now Heropoulos will get his choice, and he's going to start on the bottom. He's going to start on the bottom. Let's see what Sindlinger can do. Mark is going to have to do something here on top. He's not able to hold Heropoulos down.
In the third period, I was down, and I escaped quickly. And at that point, so many times throughout the year, I'd build up leads in the third period by taking my opponents down and letting them up. I wanted to do that, but I was also very cognizant of the circumstances. I didn't want to make any mistakes.
Sindlinger.
That's just keeping him from getting taken down. It's not generating an offense. Heropoulos can do this all day, and it's just to his advantage. Just take the low-level attack. That's what he does best. There it is again.
Uh-oh. Sindlinger got a little bit of a good position there.
Or what John Heropoulos does so well for Iowa State is he does not lose position when he hits the outside attack.
Most of the third period, although I was offensive, I didn't have any really deep leg attacks, but I did maintain good position.
A minute and 2 seconds to go. 7-3. Heropoulos leads. Let's set it up again. It's 16 all. Iowa State 16. Iowa 16. Number 1 team against the number 2 at Hilton Coliseum. The rematch of these two state powers.
You know, I played a pretty good role in that drama.
It's beginning to look like Iowa State is going to upset Iowa.
You bet.
At Hilton Coliseum. And it's counting down. And it's Iowa State, the winner.
That's a big win there.
Yeah, it's big night for the Cyclones. Oh my gosh, I'm embarrassed to be at that elevation when you come over. That's
No.
It was nice of you to do that. So.
They got the Iowa State coach Jim Gibbons up on and all the Iowa State coaches are getting a ride. Well, are you glad you showed up or not? I see Iowa State President Robert Parks is out on the mat. He's a wrestling fan, and he's coming out to shake the coach's hand, too. Maybe you'll get a shot of him. There he is. He's a big wrestling fan. Eddie Bannock talking with his old coach. Well, we're going to try to get Jim Gibbons out here in just a minute. See if CP can line up the boss here of this young Iowa State team that just upset the Iowa Hawkeyes 19-16. If you just tuned in, you have to get Jim down off the ceiling first. Well, let's see. Here's how it happened. The 118-pound match went to Perry Summit, a fall. He pinned Matt Egelin. That really started it all out for Iowa State. And Kelly made it 9-0 with a 5-2 win over Penrith. We may cut away here for anytime we get this interview lined up. There is Gibbons. He's shaking hands with and getting a big hug from Dave Cox. Let's see what he looked at the end of the match, end of the meet. Gibbons. That's what he used to do when he won the championships, and up under the shoulders he goes of his brother Joe and Mike Van Arsdale of the victorious Cyclone team. Well, we'll finish up what the rundown was on the matches tonight after we talk with Jim Gibbons. Chuck?
Coach Gibbons, biggest win, first time. What's your feeling?
Well, I think it's a good thing for college wrestling. I really do. I think our guys at the beginning of the season, we told them that if they went out there and wrestled as hard as they could, they'd do something great for college wrestling, and they've just done that right now.
They sure did. And you had a great crowd here today. Really got with it.
Oh, they did. They were fantastic. The students really got behind us, and these people back here, the general public, it was just a fantastic experience.
Yeah, and I know that you were kind of a cheerleader there near the end. Really got them going, too.
Well, I find myself in that position. Sometimes you're pretty helpless. You know that feeling.
Yes, I do. Well, your kids really did an outstanding job today.
Yeah, they did. They went out there and wrestled their hearts out, and we told you to give you a better match, and we won it.
Well, I'll tell you, I really have a lot of admiration for you being able to get the coaching staff together and get the squad going. A new spirit at Iowa State. Really proud of you.
I've got the best assistant coaches in the country, let me tell you that right now. And we got a great group of kids. We've expanded our nucleus like we talked about early in the season, and it's been a fantastic experience.
Well, good luck to you next week in the Big Eights and then go on to the national tournament.
We're definitely looking forward to it. This will be a good confidence builder for us. We know Iowa will be back. They got a great program, and Dan Gable's a fantastic coach.
Well, good luck to you, Coach.
Me? Oh, I was telling him what he needed to hear, but not what I wanted to say. And the fact that my mind was going 100 miles an hour already, you know. And that's why that trip home was a little weird.
That story, people ask me about, did Gable make those guys run?
Mark Johnson and I, when this thing first came out, this idea, and I texted him and I said, this is the dual meet with that crazy story about the rest stop, right? He goes, I think it was.
And we were going for our 9th straight. So rumor is I stopped the bus 9 miles out, made him run all them 9 miles. You know, I'm not going to tell you for sure if that's fact or fiction, but it did cause a rule to become in effect.
As I remember, it was snowing like crazy after that meet. And we're driving down Interstate 80, and there's a rest stop probably 12 or 15 miles just outside Iowa City. And one of the vans I was on, pulled over. We stopped at a rest stop.
You know, there's been a lot of talk about that van ride and where we stopped and where the guys got off. And we kind of keep that in-house because that's something that's I remember well. And I remember a lot of people talking about it. We just all kind of, you know, some people winked, some people said it was true, some people didn't. And we'll kind of leave it there.
Well, I doubt it if that happened because it was so cold out. I mean, there's no way a human being would do that to another human being. Well, Gable might, but, you know.
Of course, the rumor was the next day that Gable was so mad at us, especially that group of guys, that he made us get out, put our sweats on, put our running shoes on, and made us run home from that rest stop in the middle of this driving snowstorm because we lost the dual meet.
Once they heard about that, they said, well, you can't work your kids out after matches anymore that same day. And I could have come up and said, I don't know if that really happened, but I'm not going to tell the truth one way or the other right now. But then I know for sure that, and I can tell you a fact, though, that when we got back, we had a wrestling practice. So it was 9 miles and then a wrestling practice. Whether those 9 miles are fact or fiction, I'm not going to say. But we did have a wrestling practice that night.
I remember he worked us out when we got back, and it wasn't a cavalier workout either. It was stairs and running shoes, and anytime he says get the running shoes on, you know you got stairs, sprint laps, and ropes.
Nowadays, if something like that happened, that would be a major fiasco. And so, you know, whether it did, whether it didn't, whether whatever the facts of the stories are, I just know if it was 9 miles, my dad would have said, why didn't you stop 10 miles out?
I remember us working out, and Gable was pissed.
Yeah, I've been there. Absolutely.
And I don't know if Matt Eglin told you the story about him leaving the team. So as I remember, we were going to Minneapolis, and we were leaving Friday morning, so a bunch of us got together. In fact, I think the whole team actually got together that night to cut weight, start getting your weight down, but we did it as a group. So we're all in Carver in the wrestling room and, you know, get our sweats on. Everybody got a pretty good sweat. Everybody's kind of in a great mood, feeling good about themselves. And all of a sudden somebody's like, hey, where did Matt go? And just kind of everybody started walking around wondering what was going on, where he went, and he disappeared. So long story with how that whole thing transpired, but the long and short of it was is we went in without a 118-pounder to the Big Ten tournament.
How are we going to handle this? And I thought we'd handle it well, but, you know, we handled it very, very well.
For the University of Iowa, it was a tremendous day. They wrapped up the team title, the NCAA Wrestling Championships, before the finals began. And then in the finals, they really came through at 126 pounds. Brad Penrith, Kevin Dressler won at 142, Heffernan at 150, Marty Kessler 167, and Dwayne Goldman at 190 pounds. Dwayne Goldman had tried 3 times before. He captured it today.
I think what puts Iowa State's victory into perspective is what happened at Nationals when Iowa welcomed the NCAAs into Carver Hawkeye and just cleaned everybody's clock. You know, you get 6 out of your 8 guys in the finals, 5 of them winning. I mean, that's just astounding. And you can make a pretty good case that those 86 Hawkeyes, if they weren't the best college wrestling team ever, you know, they're in the argument. The larger picture, I think what that does is show you just how good that Iowa team was. And I have to believe, knowing how sports work, I don't know that Iowa does what they did if they don't lose the duel to Iowa State.